in lizards in the Bible. The Bible mentions lizards multitudes of times in the Bible. They're obviously created by God. In Genesis chapter 1, on the sixth day of creation, would tell us they were created. Now, isn't that something interesting to think? God created lizards the same day that He created us. I'm not sure that does much for our self-esteem. But it says here in Genesis chapter 1, verse 24, and God said, let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, livestock and, oh yes, creeping things, and beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and it was so. Now, if we continue with verse 25, it is going to say, and God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kinds. And God saw that it was good. So that must mean there must be something good in a lizard, Miss Sarah. God created something good on day 6. He looked at it and it's good. And so we see that God says that it was good. While most Bible passages that talk about lizards, I believe, are either referring to dinosaurs, or in some cases, I believe they are referring to the possibility of alligators or crocodiles. There are 2 words in the Hebrew language that are rendered lizards. And so we've got several things, but most of them might be referring to dinosaurs, and the word dinosaur simply means fearfully great lizards. So when the Bible is talking about lizards in the Hebrew language, keep that in mind. It is a different word than what would mean a small lizard, but nevertheless, the Bible talks about all kinds of lizards. My favorite passage is found, and if you're reading the King James Version, your translation is going to be different here. The King James Version render the word lizard in Proverbs chapter 30, verse 28 as spider. But that is, by most Hebrew scholars, a mistranslation. There is another Hebrew word for spider, but we believe that this is denoting a small particular type of lizard, probably a gecko. In Proverbs, if you go to the wise man, Solomon says this about lizards. Proverbs chapter 30 and in verse 28. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 28, Solomon says, the lizard you can take in your hand, yet it is in king's palaces. Again, the King James says spider, but I believe that is a mistranslation of the Hebrew word. This one is referring to a small lizard, not a great lizard, that other passages often refer to. That Genesis or Leviticus chapter 11 is one that refers to the giant lizards in the food restrictions. But I want you to think about what Solomon says here. A lizard or a spider is so small that you can hold him in your hand. And yet where is he found? In the great palaces of the king. Again, where do lizards make their home? Oftentimes in stone walls. So lizards, they're humble little critters. Solomon says, I've seen them in my house. And he lives with the lizards.